that this is a high protein meal and it only cost me less than $20 to make. Hey Foodie Fam, I'm Chantel and I believe that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring. Let's feast on a budget. To a preheated pan, I'm going to take some olive oil and drizzle it in. And we're going to make sure that this olive oil is heated up really nicely before we add in our onions. I'm adding my diced onions to my preheated pan with olive oil. And I'm also going to sprinkle on a little bit of salt. And we're going to let this go until our onions get nice and golden, but not burnt. If you start to see that your onions look like they may be potentially getting burned, you could just put in a few splashes of water and continue cooking. My onions are beautifully caramelized. This took about 8 to 10 minutes to do, so this is really a low and slow process because we don't want to burn our onions, but we do want that sweet taste to come out of the onion. So now I'm going to go in with some diced celery and also some diced carrots. We're going to saute this up as well until slightly softened. My veggies are cooking down very nicely, so now I'm just going to make a little well in the middle. And I'm going to put in some chopped walnuts just to toast it off a little bit to enhance the flavor of the walnuts. And this is going to give our bolognese a nice, meaty, savory flavor. The toasting process takes about 30 seconds to a minute, and I kind of just move it around the little well that I made. And then I'm just going to mix it in with the rest of the vegetables. And then I'm going to season my vegetables with some salt, black pepper, dried oregano, and thyme. And mix that in as well. Per usual, I go in last with my garlic cloves because I do not want them to burn because burnt garlic tastes nasty. So I am putting that in, moving it around literally for a few seconds. And then I'm going to add in some tomato paste, which I have right here. And a nice little kitchen hack for you, if you do get the canned tomato paste and you have extra, put them into an ice cube tray and freeze them. And then you'll have little cubes like this that I have defrosting earlier today. And I'm just gonna dump that in. And we're going to coat all of our vegetables with this tomato paste. I'm gonna let this tomato paste cook down for 2 to 3 minutes until it deepens in color. I know you're probably thinking right now, like, man, the bottom of her pan is looking real burnt right now, and that is fine because that is where all of the flavor is. So now I'm going to go in with some red wine to deglaze my pan and bring up all of the flavor. So I'm going to cook this down until the alcohol cooks out of it. And as you can see, the burnt brown pieces at the bottoms are slowly coming up. My alcohol is now cooked out, and as you can see, the bottom of my pan is nice and clean now, so we got up all that delicious flavor. So now I'm going to take my soaked lentils and we're going to put it right in. Pour in some vegetable broth, and we're going to bring this to a boil. I'm going to give my lentils one last stir, cover it up, reduce the heat to a simmer, and let it cook for about 20 minutes. My lentils are at that 20-minute mark and they are smelling amazing, so I'm going to remove my lid. And I'm going to just stir this up a bit. And then I'm going to add in some diced tomatoes. And then we're going to let this cook down for another 20 minutes or until our lentils are nice and soft or al dente. My lentils are nice and cooked through now, and while I was waiting for them to cook, I ended up making some pasta. And a flat pasta is perfect for this type of dish. I am using some linguine, and we're going to put it directly into our lentil mixture. And we're gonna just mix everything together. My lentils and pasta is fully incorporated now, so let's move on to my favorite part of these episodes, which is the plating. I have my pasta bowl here ready to go, so I'm just gonna take my tongs and spoon up my desired amount. I like to twist my long pasta just a little bit to give it a nice dome shape when I put it onto my plate. And I'm just gonna have it out like that. And can you believe that this is a high protein meal and it only cost me less than $20 to make? And I'm not talking about this plate individually, I mean the entire meal. And this serves about 6 to 8 people, so your family would be very full, very satisfied, especially if you put it alongside some veggies. And if you wanted to do some extra razzle dazzle, you could get some fresh parsley, cut that up and use that as a garnish to give it a nice green look to it as well. And here you have my lentil bolognese. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, healthy does not mean boring, nor does it mean expensive. See you next time.